现在正在等待这种再次响应，等待那个中山队员跟大本营联系。对，博士，你的预测又错了啊！下一次联系的话，那是预测的。你刚说你预测的，你预测的40的吗？我预测的是还有15分钟。哦，其实没错，刚才第一个已经上去了，后边人在往上面搬东西。现在说哈，哎，大家好，大家好，哎，抱歉啊，现在过不去，大家都在等冲顶时刻，一下子过不去。当然，刚才视频活动我刚才都看了，挺好，大家耐心等待，跟我们一起耐心等待。动作都小一点，一会儿见。
好的，我们现在看到画面，珠峰大本营指挥部正在和冲顶的队员进行联系，他们也正在等待他们的消息，所以我们从画面当中也能够看到他们目前的这个进度和进展，也希望网友们能够关注。
应该是被那个郭晨喜给抢去了。
好的，我们来继续连线党老师哈，我们看到党老师现在在线。党老师接着回答刚才的我们的问题吧。这样我们还能看到前方的画面，也请您继续来解答一下。
刚才什么问题来着？
刚才的问题是说，我们到了这个峰顶之后啊，因为看那个气候非常的冷，我们的那些设备啊等等的启动，是不是需要一些时间？
就是咱们的设备都经过严格的那个测试，应该说唯一担心的就是峰顶的那个低气压。当然后来我们有些做了一些这个地气的一些试验，温度对仪器设备不会特别大，就是它都加了一些保温层，该保温层的都加了，所以应该仪器应该问题不是特别大。大家不用担心啊。
还有细心的网友问说，是不是都带了备份设备？
重要的设备我们带备份了，但是有些设备我们就带了一个，像那个，比方说我们这次主要是珠峰的那个，就是金 SS 接收机，它是最重要的，因为它要测那个高程、测位置，它是最重要的。我们带了备份，就是一定要把那个数据拿下来。
所以刚刚我们也在问夏老师说，其实在现在还有几分钟的这样的一个冲顶的时间，可以说真的是冲的这样的一个状态。你跟我们讲一讲最难的那个地方。
其实到最后冲顶，除了体能啊和那个呢，其实这个路线上来说，最后冲顶那个路线还是比较好走，没有比较缓，坡比较缓，雪也不是很深，最后冲顶还是
比较顺利的哈。
一到路程，真的登顶那段路其实挺好，挺好走。
其实我们现在看到，包括我们的画面当中，现在是这个珠峰的过渡营地哈，这个地方其实也是我们的一个休息的一个地方哈。
对。过渡营地。
在5800米。
5800。体力好的人呢，就直接就从大本营到前进营地了。
到什么位置？你说？
前进营地。
前进营地是海拔是多少
？6500。
到6500。
体力好。
明白了。其实刚才还看到一个网友在问哈，这个小黑的旅行日记就在问说，这个应该党老师来回答吧？就是怎么样确定这个最高点呢？就是他可能觉得珠峰的这个表面，它其实还是有一些的这个面积的哈。那这哪一块这个岩石是最高点？这是不是又到了您说的那个神器了？
对，那个过去测量呢，就是我们的这个登山测量队员，他把那个设备拿上去，如果测雪深的话，包括外国一些登山队在上世纪90年代把那个金 SS 接收机也测这个珠峰的高度，他们就是找一个雪最高的地方一测就完了。 那么现在就是我刚才前面说过了，就是为了珠峰有一个精确的高度，我们现在都是测颜面高，颜面高就是那个雪深雷达，那么它把整个峰顶扫一遍，就像人做 CT 一样，就是把那个颜面的那个整个的形状，就是峰顶那个哪一块最高，它是能画出来的，然后根据那个再判断哪一块最高，这样呢它就不会频繁的变化了。
明白了，好的，现在我们的导播提示我们马上要切入前方的这个大本营的这个声音，我们一起来听一下，他们目前是一个什么样的进展
？OK， 等待你们顶峰的消息。OK。
刚过8800那个横线，是吧？
还有15分钟，还有15分钟左右吧。最后第一开始的总测是多少？杨世快继续跟进，到8800了，翻过8800了。还有几分？跟你说，他这已经上。
这我有这个水，这是我的水，我喝白水不喝茶。这场喝点茶。
不行，我的小心脏受不了了。
刚刚通过8800呀。
啊，已经通过8800了。
已经通过8800了。
那现在应该正常的估计，现在应该有15分钟左右吧。15分钟左右对。15分钟正确的时间。就是10到15分钟吧，已经所有的难点已经都过去了。
队长说所有的难点已经通过了，最后15分钟。
上座。
刚刚通过8800，然后现在所有的难点都已经。
仅剩最后的几十米。
很清。
这个我们已经说好了，到时候反正请你们几位都到陕西，我们好好的庆祝一下，正好回信5周年，到时候我们以局的名义邀请你，给你发函吧，发函你好跟咱们说嘛，是吧？
这里，
你们3个分别发函。我跟国鹏说了，我说以局里的名义，不以队里的名义。
是没变的。
这是的。你东多看这瓜不都走了呀？
现在是明码实价。
哟，刚才是瓜不都，确实切个难来不对。哟，好，半个小时，差不多半个小时。他们想等了另外几个队员一起集中走。
刚才的话是还有半个小时，他们希望全体队员都到达顶峰之后，再会把大家时间
开始热情。
说40米了，没有说40米，新的高度就这么多。新娘这里的高度就这么多。剩了40-50米高，
喝点茶，
不喝茶，谢谢。
来点茶吧，好。我看你每次是专场，不是专场，就是那个原场。
相关的最后再选一个相关的这样一个机构在这个
大家自编自导自演。这个就是刚才我们由大家。要不要把这个灯关？这灯在后面，把灯关掉。好。 都不要往前挤。哎，他前方刚才那个倪居跟那个通话，可能还需要20分钟到半个小时，半个小时左右吧。已经到了8800了，也很前。
我估计很辛苦，学顶了靠近顶峰的学很深的，好的，
好吧，好，好了。
一窍运动的变化，还有19年的12·8大地震，也对高空产生了一定影响。另外再加上全球
放在那儿，然后我们后续再把
差异。而随着我国的那个进程，我国现在
信号切回来了，那我们马上开始聊哈。
因此我国在今年启动了
好的。现在呢，我们能够看到我们另外的一位嘉宾也已经在线了，他是2005年担任国策一大队队长的岳建立老师。岳老师，来跟我们讲一下我们的队员呢，其实现在的最新消息呢，已经通过了第3节台阶了，海拔已经超过了8800米。那么今年和就是2005年，您觉得最大的变化是什么？
有一个大的变化，前面党老师可能跟我们已经介绍了，在技术上，我们这一次要精确测量，我们关注的是更加精确2字。那么历届的这个登顶测量活动，尤其是国外的一些组织和个人，他们都达不到，不能实现精确的这样一个目标。那么这一次在实现这个珠峰测量的时候，他们要体现的就是要精确测定它的高程。今年前期我们有做了很多的重力场的一些数据，就是要精准的去获取珠峰高程的下面珠峰对应下面那个起算点的那个位置。另外呢，这一次的技术上，那么装备上比我们过去也有一个大的一些改进。毕竟我们05年的时候要想把卫星测量的一些装备等等的去在峰顶上实现，我们都是首次。这前期我们在05年的时候，我们也有很多的一些经验教训，比如说仪器装备的这个改装，我们当时还没有备份的这个接收机的，但是这一次刚才我听党老师说也已经有备份的，当时我们是不具备这个能力。如果当时我们为什么就是说风险很大，就是说很多的一些不确定性。如果我们只带了一台仪器上去，它没有正常的工作，或者是我们的登顶队员在那么身体极度这种到达极限的这种困难状态下，他们如果有误操作，我们峰顶的这个数据是获取不到的，这样我们就前功尽弃。因为今年的装备呢，另外呢，就是登顶本身的装备非常的好。我看了今年他们穿的这个服装，还有我们一些的保障的设施，这是我们05年也不可想象的啊。今年他们做的非常充分，真正的是体现了一个国家的一个实力，在经济比较雄厚的这个情况下，国力比较强的这个情况下，能够很顺利的完成这项任务。我今年呢不是那么担心，尽管一个一个的窗口期我们错过了，但是这一次的这个测量，我的信心还是比较足的，因为我们有很多的一些改进，很多的一些保证措施，已经借鉴了05年的一些经验，所以我认为是能够登顶测量成功。会是一个100%的把握，而且我们一定要成功。
确实是哈。刚才连线过程当中呢，我们的这个党老师也是您的老朋友了。刚才其实他也在说哈，就是他其实此刻的心情也很激动哈。
但是其实啊，我们都在等待着登顶的这个非常期待的这样一个激动人心的一个时刻。但是呢，作为测量活动来讲，这里呢一个是激动，还有一个心情是压力是比较大的啊。我觉得呢，作为这项活动的组织者和参与者， 那么这个时候最激动的时候就是我们登顶成功，因为呢，这个是我们这一次能够精确测定珠峰高程的最关键的一个活动。如果峰顶的数据获取不到，我们这一次的活动可能就要宣告失败。这是第一个。第二一个呢，我们的压力在登顶的时候可能达到了一个最高潮，因为媒体就像我们那个央视新闻能够把这个登顶成功已经宣告给全社会，那么世界人民都在关注着这个。那么登顶成功只是从影像上能够宣告了，但是峰顶的数据要拿到还有几天的时间，甚至到两天左右，1天到2天的时候。如果我们不停歇，每个营地把那个数据卡能够传输到大本营，能够计算机去检测它的数据质量和数据是不是非常一流的，那么这个还需要一个时间。但是对于组织者和参与者，我和党老师，那么我们测量人员现在从测量的意义来讲，我们还不能宣布，今天不能宣布测量成功，这个的压力呢非常之大，因为登顶测量已经成功已经向社会宣布了，而我们的测量成功还需要2天以后才能宣布。
确实是啊，您提到压力，我看到党老师也在一直的点头哈。等一会儿让党老师讲一讲他的压力。那么央视新闻直播关注2020珠峰测量登山队冲顶。那么感谢提供中国登山队乳品营养保障的3元极致牛奶的大力支持。那么刚才我们也提到了这个
他的相关的压力哈，那我们也跟党老师聊一聊哈。那么马上我们的这个相关的队员那么就要冲顶了，现在已经进入倒计时了。您刚才也一直在说您很激动哈，那跟我们分享一下，您刚才听到压力之后一直在点头，您心里想的是什么？
压力确实是有，但是呢，我的压力，我们这一次呢，刚才说了有一些新的技术，刚才岳局长上来比较晚，其实这一次因为5G 信号，咱们建立啊，咱们数据可以直接从那个就是那个峰顶上 GNSS 数据实时的就传到西安了，然后西安的数据传到北京了。我们2家已经准备停会做实时的分析，就是前20分钟的数据，我们就因为你也知道，05年咱们有效的数据也就是不到30，所以我们这次用20分钟的数据做一个数的计算，这样就是心里就有数了。但是我还是很担心峰顶上的雪山雷达，所以我也再三叮嘱前方的大本营一定要把雪山雷达的数据拿到。有了雪山雷达的数据，有了GNSS数据，所以压力应该说比岳局长想的要一点。只要登顶成功，您说，这个暂时可能还不行，可能能传到大本营，传不到我们这边来。我们这边主要是GNSS这些检核，所以我也还是有压力，还是有心。雷达的数据，因为要测的颜面嘛，对吧？那个数据如果没有不好，也有问题，所以也很担心，也有压力，
所以其实我们的最新的消息是，登山队登顶在望。可能对于登山队来讲，登顶而是他们的第一步，就是后面还有很多的这个环节在等待我们，因为毕竟我们要把珠峰的高层测量出来哈。刚才包括我们看我们的这2位老师之间，他们也在隔空的对话，就包括他们也非常关心这个数据要怎么传回等等一系列的后续的问题，可能他们现在的心正提着一口气哈。那么包括我们也看到很多网友也在问哈，那么如果比方说这个数据传回来的话，大概多长时间大家能知道这个结果？哪位老师来回答一下？
我当然今年的情况特殊了，这个卫星的数据可能我们实时的去传输。刚才党老师也说了，他们可能实时的就能够宣告这个数据的这个可靠性和完整性。那么雷达的数据呢，需要一个时间，这个时间呢，大概我估计可能是需要2天左右的时间，因为峰顶的人员携带的这个数据卡，这个在下山的时候，他的体力消耗的，我觉得是如果到了一个极限的话，他会慢慢的往下一个营地的休整以后，再往下逐步的来撤退。当然，我们05年的时候，我们是在每个营地都安排了一个队员， 在那连夜往回传输这个数据。所以这个数据呢，是关键就在于这个数据拿到以后这个时间。那么判断一个数据的话很快，就是我们拿到数据以后，我们就实时的检测人员。我想在大本营会有专业的技术人员一直在等待着对这个数据进行评估。
也相当于大家都已经等待好了，就只待这个数据能够传回到大家手中，然后来做这个评估和分析哈。包括刚才我们的岳老师其实也提到了，说下山过程当中其实也需要特别耗费体能。这个我旁边的这个夏老师特别的有话要讲哈。其实下山对大家来说肯定也是一个特别大的挑战哈。因为确实登山要耗费特别多的体能哈。
因为下山的话，你不像上山，上山你有体能，顶峰的吸引力，
胜利在望的这个希望信心。下山的时候呢，你就体能肯定会差不多。然后呢，下山主要是你要腿万一发软的话，它会往下栽，会滚下山。所以上山的话，你顶多趴在那儿就一下。所以说下山是比上山还要难，所以下山一定要注意。很多人都是这样上去了，但是没有下来，就是引成了很多悲剧。所以上山的人一定要注意，一定要留够足够的体能可以下山。
所以其实刚才我们也问了党老师的这个问题，就是我们也知道很多的队员其实是带了很多的设备的，就包括刚才我们也问了夏老师，其实除了我们登山必备的，我们的测量登山队其实要带来更多的设备。那么也有细心的网友问了，会不会有一些设备其实是我们测量完了之后会留在我们的这个珠峰顶上的，因为它毕竟要保存体力哈，包括我们研究的目的等等这一系列的。
这个可以请岳局长回答，他05年扔了哪些设备，让他来说吧。
那看看，对，岳局长先说，然后再说说我们今年的，两位老师分开说。
两位老师分开说。
好，我们在05年的时候，我们参标是要留在峰顶的，因为我刚才看了大本营的那个天气，云雾遮挡很严重。云雾如果遮挡的话，实际上我们6个交汇点是没法完成当时的现场的这个交汇工作，它需要在空气清晰的情况下，才能精确的来找到这个峰顶参标的顶部进行精确的测定。那么这是在下山以后，队员撤离峰顶以后，我们6个交汇点完成的工作。所以交汇点的这个参标峰顶的参标必须保留着。如果好的情况下，我们理想的如果今天的风不大05年像这个峰顶都已经风力到了12级以上了，那么这个参标只树立了大概有个半个小时就不见了。那么今年呢，如果风力在7级以上，这7级左右，那么下午的时间，那么我们会有充足的时间去精确的测定这个站标顶部的这个激光测距和三角高程的这个观测。如果更理想的话，我们今年如果比较幸运的话，那么第2天、第3天还可以去进行观测。所以从这个意义上，参标是留在顶部的。那么第2个方面呢，就是卫星的接收的装备。如果今年卫星接收能实施的能够往出传，那么卫星接收的装备是要留在上面的。这个那么也是需要留在上面，不必要给登顶队员下撤的时候增加很多的这个安全的不确定性。这个我想呢，为了保证登顶队员能够顺利的下撤、安全的下撤，那么卫星的装备是要留下来的。我们05年在雷达探测仪也是留在了峰顶了。 那么人这个要有一点闪失结果啊。那么这如果我们带下来是数据卡去操作的，我如果在是这个12G的，这个取这个卡和往在下撤的时候，它的体力下撤的这个能够安全。如果这个，那么这个人的安全性就，那么到后期，那就成了重要的一个，都系在他一人这里。这个的惊险度还有的，所以在我想着全国人民能够给他们一些理解啊，他们哪些工作属于要有失误，大家有给他们一些理解。当然，这是这个测量活动都正常的情况，但是呢，今年我想卫星测量没什么问题，它有备份备份的这个装备。那么雪深雷达探测仪可能没有备份。那么我党老师是不是有备份？我不知道啊。那么这个呢，就是从登顶成功这个节目完成以后，我最揪心的一件事了。
哎，问题抛给党老师，党老师来回答一下，到底有备份？
岳局长或者是建立说的真的特别好。我从昨天晚上我也是突然想起了，因为昨天就是后半夜
It is very difficult to carry this equipment back. So all of the information is stored in the chip of that radar. If there are any malfunctioning of the equipment, this will also be a challenge for all of us. But it is very difficult to carry this equipment on the top of the Everest. But we have run tests for many times, but that may not be an issue for all of us. So your question is that what kind of equipment shall we leave on top of the Everest? For some of the equipment, we will leave them behind, especially for the receivers. As we have more observations going forward, and we will transmit some of the information through 5G, so we may leave those equipments temporarily, and later on we will have more climbers going up to the top and bring all of those equipments back. But for the mountain radar, it's quite heavy, so at this point, we are not bringing back. As we have a group of people who are at the elevation of 6,500, and these people later on will go up to the top and bring these equipments back. However, for the reference point and the radar, we are not about to bring them back. And this time we're also using the Beidou system to help us for the measurement. So we do have a plan for the measurements. So right now we can see we are looking forward for the climbers to reaching the peak of the Everest mountain. So actually the headquarters is sending out a signal to the climbers. So can you tell us more about this communication? So how long it takes for them to reach the peak? Within 15 to 20 minutes.
OK， 那就不要着急了，我们等着你们的到了顶峰再呼叫大本营。OK。
不管怎么说，成功是肯定的。
每一次都是15分钟15分钟。
请回答，请回答。OK， 听到了，听到。到那个指导长说到顶峰再联系，他的爆发期还是。
Now we are still waiting for the climbing team to reach the peak of the Everest mountain.
.但是他那时候不敢让他下来，所以就得集体下来。
他们都快用9个小时了。这次他们行政的策划遇到大挑战，3次冲击，一般的队员是很难冲的发挥。哎呀，现在天气不错，天气还挺不错。原来计划6个小时。
这已经几个小时了。登山最难风里带进去，那眼睛看不见，看也看不见。这次我们前方的队员都是非常强大的队员。
So the latest information that we are expecting for the climbing team to reach the top of the Mount Qomolangma, and many people are expecting for this moment. So I have a question for our experts. So this time the team is going up to the peak for the measurement. So except for the measurements on the peak of the Qomolangma, what other kind of measurement work have you taken? So my understanding is that this netizen is asking what other measurements work have we taken. As Mount Qomolangma is the highest elevation and also with the highest elevation among the world, actually tens of years ago for our national team have completed the measurement for all the well-known mountains in China. So if that is his question. This time we have a lot of observation of the changes of the glacier in China. And in the future, we will continue to observe the environmental situations among the Qomolangma area. That is to say, we will done a lot of scientific work in this regard. Another question, people are asking why do we use the UAVs or helicopter to help to complete the measurement? Could you summarize your answer again? Because many netizens are attaching great importance to this issue. So people are saying whether we can use the helicopter to complete the measurement. So if we inject some oxygens and make some upgrade of the helicopter, yes, we could use helicopter to complete the measurements. And one time, we also found the helicopter can reach up to the elevation of 6,000 to complete a rescue work. However, the helicopter may not adapt to the environment at the peak of the mountain, considering the wind on top of the Qomolangma. It is very difficult to use the helicopter to complete the measurement work because the wind level can reach 5 to 6 or even 7 to 8 degree, so it is very difficult for the helicopter to complete this task. So at this point, we do have a very good method to complete the measurements, and some people are saying maybe we could use robots to do the job, but still it is not reliable. However, at this point, it's difficult for us to resolve all of these problems. And this time we're also doing a lot of remote measurements. We're actually using these helicopters to do a remote measurement at the elevation of 10,000. But still, we have to consider the precision about the measurement. But still, we are facing some of the challenges. It is not reliable to use the helicopter at this point, but in the future, we believe we could use these high technologies to complete the task so we can reduce the risks for mankind. So we want to make good use of the science and technology to complete the measurement. And also some netizens are actually expressing their gratitude for your answer. So everyone is holding the breath. They are waiting for the moment for the climbing team to reach the top. So within 10 minutes, the climbing team will reach the top. Please be patient. So actually, every one of us is very panicked and holding on our breath. Because we always think about the days back in 2005. We think about the experiences. So how do you feel back in 2005? And this year, they started their journey from 2 a.m., so this is a difference. Back in 2005, the wind scale has already reached 12 level. So when the climbers going out of their tents, they can feel a very strong wind. So there are a lot of uncertainties for them to reach the peak of the Qomolangma mountains. So at that time, I discussed with my colleagues, and actually we missed a lot of opportunities. At that time, I still remember it was May the 12th. If we are not able to reach the peak, then we will fail the mission, and it will be even difficult for us to reach the peak in June because some of the ice are started to melt, and some of our work cannot be conducted. So at about 3 a.m., we have some communication, but no one is sending out orders that we shall leave. Because at that point, we think we shoulder very heavy responsibilities. We are not able to go back home. We have to live up to the expectations. So even though the situation is very severe with 12 scale of the wind power, but we insist that we have to continue our journey to reach the peak. So start from 3 a.m. to 12 o'clock, then we reach the peak. So it is a very difficult task, and we actually risking our lives to reach the peak. For our decisions, it may lead to casualties for our climbers. So at that time, we are under huge pressure. I don't know how to make the decision. But in the end, we insist that these people should continue to fulfill their targets and fulfill their mission, because I understand my decisions may risk other people's lives. And at that time, we understand these people are able to reach the top. However, we are not sure whether they can complete the measurement work on the peak of Qomolangma, because at that time it's very difficult to collect the data from the reference point. And back in 2005, the situation is not very well. We don't know how many people can reach the peak. If we have only 1 or 2 members reaching the peak, and these people are not able to complete the measurement task. So I think it's different, totally different 2 scenarios back in 2005. It's hard to imagine what we had at that time. But fortunately, we do not have any casualties back in 2005. So otherwise, we will feel very guilty about it, because we send out the decision. We are making all the instructions. So actually, for the leaders, who are also the decision makers, it is very difficult task for them to do it, because we're not sure about all the risks. So after people are reaching the peak of the mountains, we have to making sure that all the measurement equipments are functioning well. So that's why we have the base camp, which is also the headquarters. They have to observe the measurement equipment. I believe all of these people are under huge pressure. Well, let's look at the comments from the netizens. When you're sharing the experiences, many people are sharing their gratitude, and they're also leaving some of the best wishes to the climbers. So all of us wish them a safe journey and return safely. And some people are saying that by watching the live streaming, through the elevation of 5,300 meters, just looking at the screen, we can see the wind is not that strong. It's quite clear for the sky. Even though right now we are seeing that the wind is not strong, but if you are reaching to the peak of the mountain, that it will still pose some challenges for them, because if the wind is moderate, then these people can operate the equipment for the measurement more safely. one more comment, and then we will wait for that moment to come. So another moment is comment is saying safety is the priority. We're waiting for the heroes to come back. So they're saying these climbers are actually measuring the height of Chinese nation. And also they're observing that we could see the cloud is being dispersed and the sky is more clear. We see many comments actually wishing all of them good luck in reaching the peak of the mountain. And many people are paying tribute to the climbers. As we just talked about, some people may face some difficulties when they're going down from the mountain. So some of the netizens, they're also cheering up for our climbers. So we are waiting for the good news to come. So we can see all of these best wishes are coming from the netizens to our climbers and wishing them a safe journey. Right now we are quite anxious. We are looking forward for the moment for the climbers to reach the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. We're still waiting for the final moment to come. You could leave your comments. So let's wait for a few moments for the team to reach the peak. So from the screen, you could see different sections of these areas. So for the left side, it is actually the elevation for Rongbu Si. The elevation is about 5,100 meters. So from the screen, actually you could get a partial view of the Qomolangma mountain. Alright, the team is about to reach the peak. So back in 2005, because of the weather, and our team have to wait on a tent for 2 to 3 days, and then they have to continue their journey. And actually, the weather have a big impact for our mission. I remember one time when we were climbing the mountains, when we were leaving the mountains, we ran into a snowstorm. So the weather condition is very important for us to reach the peak. So that means we have to seize the opportunities. We could see everyone is very excited, and we saw many comments coming from the netizens. People are saying that they're quite excited, and at the same time they feel very proud of our national team. So from the left screen, you could see the sky is getting bluer. Because right now you could see the clouds scatter around, and we're actually seeing the image of the Qomolangma mountain. Now we could see the clouds rolling away, and naturally we could see the peak of the mountain. So after Asper shared his story, and many netizens also shared their gratitudes. And Mr. Xia, you are actually our real heroes. From the image, actually, you could see some of the changes. You can see the clouds rolling away on two sides. You could see very clear in the sky. So by looking at the cloud, you can actually make a prejudgment about the wind. So that means we may still have wind on the top of the mountain. So our members may still face some challenges when they are reaching the peak. Because for these people, they are reaching the peak from the elevation of 8,800 meters. They actually demonstrate the spirit of climbing in the Chinese nation. Now we could see the image is quite clear. So by looking at the image, I can see we still have a strong wind on the top of the Qomolangma mountain. When we are zooming in, we could see very clear about the situation, the changes about the wind and the cloud. Some netizens are expressing their best wishes to all the climbers and wish them a successful journey. We hope when the people are reaching the top, and then the wind can be mitigated, and then they can complete their measurement task. If they reach the top and a strong wind, then actually the temperature will be fall down dramatically, and it will pose challenges for these people. And also, it is very difficult for them to operate the equipment to complete the measurement. As you remember, one time when I'm going down from the mountains, we ran into a thunderstorm, and there were many gloves, and still I feel freezing. It's very difficult to move under such bad weather. I believe many people are paying close attention to this image. Hopefully we can see some of our climbers reaching the top. Right now the base camp is communicating with the climbers once again. From the image, we can tell the wind is very strong. Actually, just right after 9 a.m., we already reached the elevation of 8,800. So let's take a closer look on the image. Actually, we can already see some of our climbers. So on top of the mountain, actually, we could see some of our climbers. They're reaching the top of Mount Qomolangma. So we could see everyone right now is cheering up for these climbers. Now you could see the sky is very blue, and we could see the shape of Qomolangma very clear. And right now they're actually conducting the measurement work. If there's no wind, it will be convenient for them to complete their mission. So through the telescope, we could see the image of the climbers. So everyone is very excited right now. So this is last window of opportunities for these people. They have to seize this opportunity because the time frame is very short. They have to set up the equipment and collect the data from the measurement. So actually, I am myself is very excited about their mission. I believe from the image you could see these people were still moving towards the peak of the mountain. They're still moving at this point. Because we're observing their activities through the astronomical telescope. And that means there's still a distance from where they are to the peak of the mountain. So these people right now, they have to find out the reference points, and also they have to complete a series of measurement work. Maybe they're still doing some preparations. So dear viewers, we are looking at the image from the CCTV. Actually, we are giving you a real-time image about the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. I'm not sure you could see the climbers who are on top of the mountain. We could see the weather changes very fast in the Qomolangma areas. Just a few minutes ago, we could see you could see the clouds are rolling back, because we could see the movement of the cloud is very fast, meaning that there is still a strong wind on top of the mountain. If you look closer through the astronomical telescope, you can actually see some of the climbers. They're actually on top of the Qomolangma mountain, as the weather changes very fast, and right now you could see the mountain was once again covered by the cloud. I believe everyone is quite panicked. Because of the wind, I could barely see the movement of these people. Now we can see the clouds are coming back. So can you tell us about the situations in the mountain? So each day, the wind will move from the right side to the left. Especially in days like this, we may observe more clouds. And back in 2005, the wind scale is up to 12 degrees, and it posed a lot of challenges for us to observe the measurement. And today we think the wind is moderate, so maybe it will be more convenient for them to do the measurement task. So just within 1 to 2 minutes, you could see the cloud is covering the Qomolangma mountain. So actually each half hour or each hour you could see a different situation in this area. So let us all cheer up for the climbers. You could see 2/3 of our screen actually covered by the cloud. So from the base camp, if we look at the peak of the Qomolangma, we could see the peak very clearly. But if the wind is not that strong, that the cloud will cover the mountain. However, under such circumstances, it's very difficult to complete the measurements at our 6 intersection center. If we cannot see the peak of the mountains, we could not complete the measurement of the height. So if the cloud is quite thick today, it is very difficult for them to complete the measurement task at the 6th intersection point. But we could see the cloud is moving very fast, and from the left screen you could already see some of the blue sky, and you start to see the mountain again. Let's see if we could find our climbers. Let's take a closer look to see whether they have changed their positions. This is actually the real-time image sent from the astronomical telescope. Once again, you could see very clear about the mountain. And from my perspective, I think they're not far away from the peak of the Qomolangma mountain.
非常难得的一个瞬间哈，现在大家看到的是央视新闻的独家机位。那么我们通过天文望远镜，其实现在看到啊，云正在慢慢的划过，在我们屏幕的大概的右上角，其实还是能够看到这个天空的这个轮廓和我们这个珠峰的这个轮廓啊。
对。
其实，在山顶上能够感觉到，其实云就流淌在这个身边的这种感觉。
是。
When I was climbing the mountains, so I experienced very thick cloud. And also we run into this long storm, and I can see the cloud very clearly. It feels like I can see the cloud, because from today you could see the cloud is still in the sky, but back in that time I could see the cloud is just in front of myself. So dear viewers, now we'll bring you the real-time image from Qomolangma Mountains from astronomical telescope. I'm not sure you could see the climbers on top of the mountain. Now we could see the cloud is getting thicker again.
点整，登上世界最高峰，祝贺你们，祝贺你们！好的，好的，感谢，对的，对的。队长。能不加吗？现在谁负责开这个香槟呢？开这个香槟的。队长先宣布一下。啊。好嘞，好嘞。这个我们3个。
要等思路说完话，咱先把它开开。
So right now they're about the climb. They're actually announcing the victory of the climbing mission. We're now waiting for the final announcement.
好，这个塞子一会儿请王队长拔，哎，这要不然咱们一起来吧。
现在就只等4路队长宣布登记。就是我把它弄。我们两个这样，我把队长你来开，
你来开，你来2个人。好。
哎呀，辛苦的时刻到了。
哎，等思路说句话。一会儿把这个塞子摇出来了。不是，它气压大顶出来了。
We're about to open the champagne to share our happiness.
下一轮等待又开始了，这次等待是等待开登机。
So we are waiting for all the climbers to reach the top, and then we will announce the victory. Congratulations to you all. You could see the base camp is communicating with the climbers, and they're sending their congratulations to the climbers and remind them to be safe when they're conducting their measurements. So now I would like to announce that on May the 27th, 2020 at 11 a.m., the national climbing team has been successfully reached the peak of the Qomolangma mountain, and right now they are conducting the measurement work. So right now you can start your interviews with other members of our team. And please bring the real-time image to our fellow countrymen and share the joyness of our members. So now we have successfully reaching the peak of the mountains, but it will only complete 50% of our task. We have to complete the measurement work and return safely. Then we can say that we complete all the task. We have to complete all the measurement work. So actually for this year's height measurement work is very challenging, and it is actually beyond our imagination. We have done a lot of preparation for this mission. So at the beginning, we run into some challenges posed by the weather conditions, but despite all of those difficulties, our climbers finally reaching the top of the Qomolangma mountains. They have been living up to the expectation of our country and our people. And we have two heroic teams. They have been working very closely and fulfill our mission. How do you feel? Actually, I'm quite excited, and I'm quite excited that our members, they bring the equipment and go up to the top and they can start the measurement work, but I'm still a little bit anxious. This is because today our members, they consume a lot of physical strength, so there may be a challenge for them to go down from the mountains. So we are still looking forward to their good news. So now the team will start their measurement work and Wisdom can complete their safe journey and return safely.
我一小会儿啊，
你先踩他，我踩他，咱俩一人抓一个。
那给你吧。
Mr. Li Guopeng, he actually in charge of the
20位
time
的网友，我
measurement
们现在
team.
采访的是自然资源。
So how do you feel? I'm quite excited right now. Finally, we reached the peak of the Qomolangma Mountains. We have successfully seized the third window of opportunity. I could see you're quite touched and excited about this moment, right? So how long will this national team stay in the peak of the Qomolangma Mountains? They will stay there for less than 40 minutes. We have brought a lot of equipment. Right now they are installing and setting up the measurement equipment on the peak of the Qomolangma Mountains. What other work will be completed by the group? So after they set up the equipment and for our staff at the 6 intersection points, they will start their observation and the measurement work. And they will also measure the gratitude and also measure the geological condition of these areas. So all in all, they have a lot of measurements to be completed. So a lot of viewers are saying as long as we reach the peak of the Qomolangma mountain, then the height measurement can be decalculated. Well, it takes us 1 to 2 months to come up with the final figure of the height measurement of the Qomolangma. Please be patient and wait for the final result. Thank you. So this is my interview from Mr. Lee, and we have only a few minutes, so that's all coming back from my side. So let's look at the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. Now you could see the clouds once again covering the peak of the mountain. So that's all coming from me. Thank you. being transmitted from 5G. So this is the exclusive coverage by CCTV.
现在我们看到的是来自高山摄像，通过5G从珠峰。
So all of these images are transmitted through 5G from the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. Now you could see the high measurement team, they're setting up the equipments and start their measurement work at the peak of the mountain. You could see the image is very clear and the wind is not that strong. Many netizens, they are quite looking forward to this moment. We have brought you the exclusive coverage from the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. Now you could see the image is very clear. Now they are setting up the reference pole. You could see our climbers, they are working really hard to set up the equipment. For the members of the height measurement team, they are working really hard to set up the equipment. We have many people on the peak of the mountains. So it takes right now 35 minutes to complete the installation. So once again, Mr. Yue, can you tell us more about these situations? So what are they doing right now? Now they're setting up the reference pole. So if they put the anchor to stabilize the poles, the reference pole is very important for the height measurement. We also need to set up some receivers to collect data from the top of the mountain. But the first step is that they have to set up the reference pole, and then some of the information will be transmitted to the 6 intersection points. They have already setting up this reference pole for 35 minutes, so I believe this is still a challenging work. They have to find a flat areas in order to set up this kind of pole, so it is not an easy task. So dear viewers, this is the exclusive coverage brought by CCTV at the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. So now we could see the members from the National Height Measurement Team. They're doing their measurement work and setting up equipment. And we could see the wind power is moderate right now. So I would say this is very good conditions for them to set up the equipment. If this weather continues, that we can successfully complete the measurement task. But still, our members of the team are still setting up the reference pole. So I think right now they're assembling the poles. it is very difficult to stabilize all of these poles. At the peak of the mountains, especially if there's a very thick snow, they have to find 8 flat areas so that they can stabilize the poles. And sometimes there may be some ice covering the mountain, so it is very challenging for them to complete the task. So for this neighbor service, it's very difficult to stabilize the pole inside of the service. They have to use an anchor to stabilize the pole, so they have to pull it inside 40 to 50 centimeters deep inside of the service in order to stabilize the pole. Because for the 6 intersection points, it takes them hours to observe the data. So that's why we have to stabilize all of these reference poles on the surface. So dear viewers, we bring you the exclusive coverage from the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. Now the member of the height measurement team is conducting the measurement work. So from the left side, the image is actually the 5G real-time image, and the right side, it actually shows the real-time situation of the peak of the Qomolangma mountains from the astronomical telescope. So dear viewers, this is an exclusive coverage brought by CCTV. We bring you live coverage about the measurement work conducted by the National Height Measurement Team at the peak of Qomolangma mountain. From the image you could see the reference pole has been set up. It's actually a solid foundation for the future successful work of the measurement. I believe part of the work has been done, they have already assembled the base of the reference pole. I believe they ran into some challenges in setting up this reference pole. At this elevation, it consumes a lot of physical strength. So one member is holding another equipment. I'm not sure what is that equipment. So for one of the members, actually, this member is holding one equipment. So I'm not sure whether this is a radar system that has been attached to the reference pole. If I cannot see it, I'm not sure what is that. So I believe these people are just assembling several stands and holders for the reference pole, and right now they're connecting this device to the reference pole. So I believe there are like cables, the satellite, the receiver. Now they're working on the connections between different parts of the reference pole. And during the connections, they have to make sure that there is no snow. Otherwise, it will affect the transmission of the data. So first, they have to clear all of the cables to ensure a good connection. After they complete the connection, they can launch the satellite receiver, and the data can be transmitted. They're still adjusting and assembling the device. And now we could see all the members are standing up. I think they're installing all the parts on the reference pole. Dear viewers from Scrum on the left side, we are bringing you the exclusive coverage, a real-time signal that has been transmitted from the peak of the Qomolangma mountains, and the National Height Measurement Team. They are conducting their measurement work. From this angle, you could see they're assembling very fast. Alright, this is the exclusive signal provided by CCTV, and the National Height Measurement Team, they are actually doing the height measurement at the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. Right now, they are setting up the reference pole. So all of these signals are actually transmitted through 5G and are real-time images. Alright, finally I can see the image. So the reference pole has been set up and established. I think the wind is moderate at the peak of the mountain. Because for all of these members, you could see they're standing firm on the surface. So does that mean that they have completing the setup of the reference pole? Not yet. So I think they are still installing the cables for the reference pole. We're missing the final parts of this reference pole. So how much have they accomplished for the setting up of the reference pole? Well, the progress is not very well. So now you could see one of the members is trying to stabilize the reference pole. So this is an essential task for the team. First, you have to stabilize the reference pole. Later on, the pole can transmit its data to different intersection points. Well, now I can see the reference pole has been set up, so they're about to complete the installation of the reference pole. Some people are asking, what is the function of the antenna and the mirrors on top of the reference pole? I believe I could see 8 prisms on top of the reference pole. The laser can be reflected from the prism. So we are actually using a laser remote sensing to calculate the distance between the intersection point and the reference pole. And right now, the members are still stabilizing the reference pole on the surface. Still, I believe we are running short of time. But still, today the weather is quite good. I believe they have run into some difficulties in setting up the reference pole. So they have not yet stabilized the reference pole. So we could see every one of them is holding one cable and trying to fix it on the surface. Today they have very good luck because the weather is quite good and very moderate wind. And also it still leaves them some time to observe the situation. If the wind is very strong, they have to leave at around 12 o'clock. Can you repeat your question? After we set up the reference pole, what other work shall be done by the height measurement team? So first they have to launch the satellite receiver, but first we have to make sure that the reference pole or the observation pole is successfully set up. And second, we have to set up the radar observation device. So for this radar observation device, will scan areas around the reference pole. Because when we are setting up the observation pole, this is not representing the peak of the mountain. So that's why we have to do a radar scan. So this is the second task. Third, we have to calculate the gratitude. And also for members of the height measurement team, they are also bringing the gravity meters with them. This is also a daunting task for us. So this time we will complete the gravity meter, and this time we will also collect 7 types of data from the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. So first we will make use of the data that received from the satellite. And also we will observe the crustal movement. And in different weather conditions, some of the measurements will not be 100% precise. So we have to adjust some of the data we have been received so as to deliver an accurate result. So right now we could see the members of the height measurement team, they are still stabilizing the observation pole. So from the image we could see there is red lights and the blue lights on the observation pole. What does that mean? So for the color of the observation pole is in red. So this will help the intersection point to locate the observation pole. If the color of the pole is in red, so that the intersection point can easily locate this place. So actually for the prism, they're not with any color. The reason why you are seeing blue and red, it is because of the reflection of the light. Now we could see the observation pole is basically ready. And I believe the satellite receiver is starting to collect data. So how many streams that we need to stabilize the observation pole? Basically, we need at least the 6 streams to stabilize, 2 on the top, and 2 in the middle, and 2 at the bottom. So we need at least 6 streams to stabilize the observation pole. Now the observation pole is set up. And as we still see many people are gathering around the observation pole, so I believe these people are starting to use the radar observer to collect the data. See, one member is holding another device with the color of orange and black. I believe that is the radar detector. So for the observation and the measurement work, I believe each one of the members have their own duties. That's correct. And if the weather condition is not very good, then we have limited number of members working on site. So for those people, they have to take on different kinds of tasks. So for example, if the weather condition is terrible and we have only 3 to 4 people, so these people have to set up the reference pole, and at the same time they have to install the radar detector. But this time, as the weather is very good, we have a large number of people coming up to the peak. So one group of people can focus on the observation pole installation and start to receive the data from the satellite. And the second group of people, they will install the radar detector. And if these two tasks are successfully completed, that we can say we can complete the measurement work at the peak of the mountain. But still, I can tell some people are still working on the setup of the reference pole or the observation pole, as this is a very essential task for us to complete the measurement work. I believe this is the highest elevation when we are setting up the reference pole. If this pole was not stabilized, that we cannot receive the data effectively, then the work cannot be completed for the 6 intersection points. So right now the members are still stabilizing the observation pole. If the observation pole can be successfully completed, the 6 intersection points can start their work from this afternoon or tomorrow. So if the observation pole is set up successfully, then the data will be more precise. So I believe another member is holding with the radar detector. So because for the radar detections, it is not just focusing on one area, so they have to move around to conduct the radar detection. So for the observation pole, they have to pull out one of the chip in order to retrieve data.
好的。现在我们看到的画面是央视新闻的独家机位。新闻望远镜的机位实拍中心风景。
So dear viewers, we're bringing you the exclusive coverage from the peak of the Qomolangma mountain. And we're still waiting for the signals to come back. Let's be patient. So many viewers are expecting their safe journey and they can come back with victory. All our netizens are sending the best wishes to our heroes.
这里正好。 个，这个叫什么？
叫重力，重力
是吧？这个跟那个车辆有关系吗？
有。
哦，谢谢。我进来的，我进头，我进来的，一口气，一口气。这是。